folks. Thanks for joining us. We're coming to you live from the RRJ Hotel and Resort here on the Robertsfield Highway, where His Excellency President George Weah will participate today in the biometric voter registration exercise, the BVR, here at the Kendeja Elementary School. The voter registration is taking place across the country. Currently, it's simultaneously ongoing in several counties, inclusive of Montserrado, Bomi, Bon County, Grand Bassa, and Margibi. Currently, these counties are the ones that are carrying on the voter registration exercise. It lasts up to the 9th of April. And so any moments from now, you'll see the Liberian leader, His Excellency President Dr. George Weah, will arrive here to participate in the voter registration exercise in this process. I mean, this is the Kendeja Elementary School. This is where His Excellency will carry on his biometric voter registration exercise. So there are several questions that will be asked, of course, that we anticipate to ask His Excellency. Remember now, this is Liberia's first biometric voter registration exercise. So it's obvious, if the president experienced the process, it's obvious that you all want to know what his impressions are with what the process is. I mean, how is it going? And of course, one will also want to know what message he has for Liberians out there who are yet to register or participate in the process. So this is LNTV. We're here. Keep watching wherever you're following us from. My name is Anthony Williams. I'm here with the Executive Mansion reporter Rachel Bande Kali and a host of other journalists from several media institutions are here at the Kendeja Elementary School to observe the biometric voter registration exercise of His Excellency President Dr. George Weah. Most time, this is where President Weah does his registration. So the presidential motorcade, as you can see, is right ahead of us here. The security folks. I'll go. So now President Weah has entered the center where he will be registering. Let's see if we can get him closer here a little bit. So that's it. This is the presidential motorcade right ahead of us here. Any moment from now, His Excellency will disembark this vehicle right here. And of course, this is the center where President Weah will cast his vote. So this is also where he's registering. He's also being accompanied by the First Lady of the Republic, Madam Claire Marie Weah. So the President will... So there you have it. So the First Lady takes her seat and she speaks to the registration agent, as you can see, while President Weah stick around. And I guess she might be asking what the process is like. As you can see, she's giving it a smile with the registration agent. So the First Lady is giving her details to the registration agent. So next will be His Excellency. The First Lady goes first. After she does the process, next will be His Excellency. I think she's giving her credentials to the registration agent.
The online process?
Yes, what it looks like is the First Lady has filled in the online form. Like there is this, the NEC has this online form on their website where you put in your credentials yourself, and then they make a QR code available, and then you can just go to the center with your smartphone, show them the QR code, they scan the QR code, and then all the data gets to go to their database, and there will be no need to ask you for what your name, your personal credentials. So I think this is what the First Lady did, because we saw her showing her phone to the registration agent. So let's see if the president will do the manual process, since Madam First Lady did the digital one, or the online process. And of course, this is Liberia's first biometric voter registration exercise, if you are aware. The NEC has some sticky issues from the onset, but according to them, things are smoothly moving. So after here, we would love to hear the president's own impression of the process. The president is showing his old voter registration card. You see in his hand there, that's the old voter registration card he had. There are two, in fact, two old voter registration cards. Those were the older versions, so made with plastic and laminated them on, a piece of paper, and they have your photo on it. But now this one is going to be a biometric card. The new one now is going to be a biometric card. So the First Lady will also have to make available her print. Her fingerprints will be scanned. So they're now asking her to put. They're now asking her to look straight to the camera. She will look to the camera and capture her photo. She's curious about the process. She wants to know every step all through. So it's now time for her thumbs. As you can see, she will place her thumb. So she has placed both her left and right thumbs to get her print. And she will go to the laptop and see what they look like. So President Weah is having some side conversations with those that are in the queue to register us. Quite interesting. I think he's like, what's the process like? It's quite interesting. He's like, I jump in front of you. Very interesting.
That's why you say.
Yeah. I heard him. I jump in front of you. Mr. President obviously took their space. So folks, the First Lady is still ongoing with the process. I think she's asking some questions. Okay, so First Lady is done with the first step. She goes to the next area. So Mr. President will now Mr. President will now he has handed his phone over to the security to do it. Yeah, and he's quite an interesting man, He asked the security, "Can you do a video of me?" Oh yes, that's it. Asking the registration agent, "Can I do a video while I do my process?" And the guy consented. So now President Weah has taken his seat. He's being asked the necessary questions. He goes in his pocket, grabs his old registration card, hands it over to the agent. Yeah, this registration agent, as you can see, is actually having his moment. I would have loved to be the one registering the president, you know. Yeah, that fellow is having his moment. Yeah. See the smile on his face, having a conversation with the president. It's a moment for him. So the First Lady still continues with her own process. She has also given her old voter registration card to the agent. While Mr. President is on the other side trying to make his credentials available. So the First Lady appears I think the First Lady has completed her process and she's been given her card already. She has it in her hand. First Lady is still glancing at the card. She flips it from one side to the other, looking through it. Well, on the other hand, the Chief of Protocol in the Office of the President, Madame Nora Finabondo, they all reside in this district, so probably, anyway, we don't know where she has done her registration process. Now President Weah looks straight to the camera, and as you can see, a photo of him is being taken. The registration agent takes his photo. He goes behind the machine to have a glance of it. He said, that looks nice from what I see. Okay, he wants to do another one with his glasses on. So it's time for his, no, he removed his glasses to take the picture, but I think it's time for his prints now. So he places his left hand, wipes his hand, and goes for the right one. With the right hand, his right thumb. And that's it. I like the way Mr. President is curious to see his data. So His Excellency will now go to the next point where the actual cards will be printed and be handed over to him. The process appears to be smooth and fast. And of course, like I said, the Chief of Protocol is also registering here. She has handed over her phone and they're grabbing her credentials. So President Weah fills in the form at the registration agent. He has a pen. Yeah, he's now signed for the card. The card will be printed right where he is. I think he's done signing. So the president awaits his card. The card has been handed over to him now. You know, has the card. And it's an issue where blow it around a little bit so it gets dry. It just got off the printer. But it's perfect now. Mr. President has officially registered for the voters registration. Has officially registered. And in less than a few months, elections is up. October 10th. That's how Mr. President gets to participate in the process, to make his democratic decisions. Congratulations to the Liberian leader, one would say. And so he's still having brief conversation with the registration agents, along with the First Lady. Introducing Pepsi Yeke, the Director General of LACE. LACE is responsible to implement a lot of governmental projects. Wonder what this one could be, but you never tell. President Weah is still whipping his card around. He wants it to get dry. But I think it dries right off the printer. He's quite an interesting. I mean, he's having conversations all over the place. Very friendly, open. Scores of Liberians have gathered to witness President Weah carry out the process. Oh, okay, Mr. President says, obviously careful, he doesn't want people to take a picture of his car, so he's whipping it all over the place. Quite interesting. We expect to speak to Mr. President right after he concludes the process, but he can stay with us. He can stay with us. So Mr. President has conducted his process already. The chief of protocol in his office is for process is ongoing, as you can see. Madam Nora Finabondo is doing the same process. She will obviously be with President Weah when he comes here to cast his vote, so it makes sense that she registers at the same place. We see the Director General of LACE, Mr. Pepsi Yeke, also in the queue. It could be he probably wants to register here also. After this.
So see that right there. Tire yard. You got it. See the president. See the president. The president is still in position. Even if we take his water card, say you want to be strategic.
See, when you're proud of yourself, you know when you're proud of acquiring a useful democratic asset. The voter registration card is an asset to President Weah like now. He insists on not letting anyone take a picture of his card, so he's swinging it all over the place. Quite interesting.
Of these centers, Kendeja is looking at Biometric school science. Public 22 to check out how focus on
Cool. Eventually, you tweet a second term in office. And so we stay with to ask Mr. President that one key question. This is Liberia's first biometric voter registration exercise. I mean, he just participated in it. What will be his own impression of a process that will eventually lead to his second term in office? So just take and still. Let's see if Mr. President will give us audience to ask this question. And so yes, we got it right. Mr. Pepsi Yeke, the Director General of Liz, is also registering here at the same center where President Weah has just registered. So Madam Nora Finabondo has gotten her card already. The Director General of Liz is now following the process. The First Lady has already completed her process and she's pretty seated, awaiting meeting October 10th, 2023 to cast a vote, obviously, for
conversation with the president. Just keep following because we are definitely going to speak to the president after completion of
the president.
Just three questions. Maximum three questions. Where we are. This is two questions.
Still having conversations with the folks here. Scores of Liberians are here to witness President Weah carry out his voters registration. And if wherever you're following us from, kindly stick and stay with us. We're hoping to have a brief conversation with His Excellency. But until then, keep following Elem TV. My name is Anthony Williams. Just a few days ago, we were at the airport, the Rabos International Airport, to welcome His Excellency President Weah from several international engagements. He was in the US and later on flew to the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, where Liberia signed agreements on climate change and global warming. But at the airport, a few questions were asked. In fact, before President Weah's departure, he encouraged Liberians through the Executive Mansion official Facebook page, encouraging Liberians to participate in the biometric voter registration exercise. And of course, to lead by example, he had to come here himself. And here he is now waving his voter registration card that he has just acquired alongside the First Lady of the Republic. The Kendeja Elementary School is where President Weah registers to vote most times, and it's precisely where he comes to cast his vote. First Lady Claire Marie Weah still having side conversation here after acquiring a voter's registration card. President Weah at the same time also so we've now been asked to take our position. We'll stand right where we expect Mr. President to come through this path right here. So any moment from now, Mr. President will be coming up. Any moment from now, Mr. President will be coming out. We expect to ask him a few key questions. So wherever you're following us from, kindly tell us what the voter registration exercise is like in that part of the country where you're registering. It's ongoing currently in, I think, 5 counties, if I might be right. It includes 6 counties. It's inclusive of Bomi in Bon County, Margibi, Montserrado, and Grand Bassa. And Bapolu, of course. And it's expected to conclude on the 9th of April. The voter card is a very powerful tool. Of course, one would describe it as your voice when it comes to the access of choosing your leaders or voting whoever you want to put in power. That's expected to happen at the 10th of October this year, which is just a few months away. We're just a few months away from the most anticipated elections. President Weah, of course, made it public and very clear that he is contesting. So it's obvious President Weah has gotten the first few votes, which includes his, for the fact that he has registered. So that's how we begin the process. So we still wait. President Weah will walk out any moments from now. I expect to ask him a few questions. The press is fully represented here. Folks from the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism are also here. And of course, reporters assigned to the Executive Mansion Press Bureau are pretty seated here. Someone says it's a great step taken by the president. It is national duty. I mean, as a Liberian, it's inherent upon you to grab yourself a voter's registration card. And if you've not done so, you obviously have to start doing that now. And so we are. President Weah is now walking towards us. The process has been completed. Yeah. So on. Anytime you got an answer, I got the first question. So we're coming down. How's the first thing? No, I'll go first. So when I come in. So we expect to have Mr. President who now walks towards us. Okay, he's now coming. So then I ask him. Mr. President, my name is Anthony Williams. I work for ELBC. Congratulations on acquiring your voter registration card. This is Liberia's first biometric voter registration exercise. What do you make of the process that might lead you to your second term in office?
Well, first of all, I'm very glad that what we heard outside is not what we see here. The slow and what have you, the gentleman explained to me. You know, this is a biometric system. And people need to be patient. You'll be on time. And you even have you have different processes, so you have to use them. I came here and it's very fast, you know, and they're doing very well. But we have to be patient, you know. If you come to a center today and you overwhelm the center, it only takes time for you to get your card. You know what I'm saying? And 1,000 person here will now vote, register at the same time. So we have to be patient. So I just want to let our citizens know that it's patient. Patience is a virtue. If this means something to us to register to vote, then we have to be patient no matter what. You might be in the line and the working hours elapse, and they go home to come back next day. be patient and come back next day. But make sure that you register to vote. You know, so it's a good process, and I'm happy to be here.
Mr. President, my name is Trogon Flammer and I report for Split FM and TV. What's your message to Liberians who are hesitant to participate in the process?
No, I think every citizen has the right to participate, but again, it's our own will. You know, but I think the right to vote is important. So if you don't have if you're not registered to vote, then you cannot choose your government. I think we have the responsibility to choose our government. You know what I'm saying? To talk to our government, we have to choose them so they can hear us. If we have no card to vote, if we're not registered to vote, then we have no voice. I think our voting right is our voice. This is it.
Thanks for talking to us, Mr. President.
Yeah, good to see you.
That's the President of the Republic of Liberia. He has gotten his voter card. So President Weah has already registered to vote. And you heard it from him. The voter registration card is a powerful tool that we all can use for the electoral process. And so he has cautioned Liberians to be patient when they go to the various centers to register. The process is biometric, of course, it's digital, but patience also has to be applied. And so if you've been following us, my name is Anthony Williams. We'd like to say thanks for following us. So President Weah will now depart the registration center. President Weah will now depart the registration center. The folks out here are still President will now leave. The vehicle of the First Lady also follows. Alright folks, so that's how we bring this coverage to a closure. Wherever you've been following us from, my name is Anthony Williams. We'd like to say thanks for following. The voter registration exercise continues, of course, for the current counties that are where the process are ongoing. So we'd like to say thanks for following us wherever you followed us from. Kindly grab your voter registration card. President Weah has gotten his. So that's how we bring this to a closure. My name is Anthony Williams, ELBC, LNTV, Liberia Live. Thanks for following us.